following for a long time. They have done a lot of impactful work across Ghana. So many people across many corporate organizations. Growing up, most youth look up to him. Okay, so Mr. Patrick Otiekugwedi, I think they didn't ring a bell. Okay, it's a dynamic and versatile training consultant with extensive practical experience and a distinguished list of certifications. He excels in connecting with individuals at all levels within organizations and is widely recognized as an expert in customer service, emotional intelligence, people management, and functional leadership. That's awesome. So let's welcome Reverend Patrick Otiekugwedi.
Like I've been introduced, my name is Patrick. That's okay. I don't need anything. What is stress? A lot of work. When your husband doesn't give you stress. You heard me. I'm asking whether your husband doesn't give you stress. You know, you've already told us that he gives you stress. The way you answered it. Sweetie, what is stress? You. Yes. What is stress?
Stress is having a
lot. What's my I'm crying? What I'm into? In your house, but that having
a lot on your mind. A wave. You can't get out of it.
Having a lot on your mind. Tension. Be a feminine. I like that one. Be a wave. We try to fill ourselves with positive self-talk. We're going to church, getting the right input and all. But so we are leaking. And I'm going to show you some of the things we do that makes us to leak. Will that work for you? Okay, all right. Good. So what are the major sources of stress? What are the major sources of stress? Every table will give me one. Major source of stress. Give me one from this table. Anybody at all in this table. What is the major source of stress? Lack of money. Yes. Work. Yes. Marital issues. Yes. Academic issues. Yes. Pressure from work. Yes. Relationship. Who has one? Please, stress is not another thing we need to understand about stress. It starts from, that's why we talk of frustration and all. It can start from very small inner emotional unrest. Oh, my bang, I'll put on a different monitor, then the whole thing changes. But don't worry, that you know what it is doing. So sometimes very small emotional unrest, frustration here and there, tiredness and all. But if you don't check it, it becomes very intense. And that can affect you big time. Okay. All right. If the frustration is not checked, you graduate to anger and anxiety. So this is what happens. You are in the car and you are already boiling. That one is between you and your God. Then you see truck drivers driving on the shoulder. You move from frustration to anger. Not only are they on the shoulder, they try to cross you. You move from anger to aggression. And in trying to cross you, they scratch your car, you go into rage. That is where you see a banker who will get a shirt. On the taxi driver, because the thing started as stress, it wasn't managed, and it's grown to something else. And the reason being that sometimes we are not what we are not what we call self-aware of what is going on. We are not self-aware of the various transition of what is going on, and therefore, before we realize, we are not able to handle it at the frustration level, and we let it graduate and it become something else. So, please read what is on the board for me.
How stress impacts us.
Yes.
Motivation.
So hold on. What we are saying is that your degree of motivation is affected when you are stressed. You can't have stronger motivation when you're under stress. So your drive comes in when you are not stressed. Number two, the way your brain functions, I'll show you in just a moment. The way your brain function is affected when you are stressed. Number three, your emotion is affected when you are under stress. You're not able to handle your stress. Yes, next. And again, it continues and it leads you to losing vim, like we say, the zeal to do something. Next. You realize that you don't have the drive to move on again. You just become a victim. Everything you complain about Akufo-Addo, you complain about Mahama, you complain about Bawumia, you complain about everybody. You know what? Sometimes a victim mentality. It's got nothing to do with them. It's got everything to do with you. Hello. So let's look at it. The some dynamics about performance and resilience. Now, what happens is that usually we say that this is a place where your performance improves. Then there's a place where you have maximum efficiency, the top, the most, you're very efficient. Now, if that is not checked, you go into what we call hyper-reactive stage. That is when you start dropping. Okay? And if nothing is checked, then it go emotional exhaustion. This is where diseases and sicknesses comes in. So these are the stages we have. We all want to operate at this level. So the techniques I'm going to show you, when you are able to work with those techniques, this is how your performance is going to be. There's going to be a new graph, and it's going to be like this. Now, number one is going to be higher, and the crest is going to be extended, and then you're able to perform better. So that is the reason why this course is very important. The reason why this course is very, very important. All right. You need to be mindful of your physical state. When you are sick, when you are tired, it affects, it generates stress. It can generate stress. So that alone, for somebody is not feeling too well, he's in the office, let's release the person for the person to go to the hospital and whatever. If we don't, before you realize, he started insulting people. Because yes, it's contributing to the person's stress level. He's not himself or herself. So we need to be very careful. So physical, that is endurance and strength. Number two is mental. Sometimes you can be physically rested but mentally unrested. Which department are you in? Do you have a department or something? Yes. Hey, director. Where? Oh, you didn't say your director said you come here and you are letting her come. What kind of life is that? My friend, don't bring yourself. Okay, the levels are fine. The levels are fine. I think that's okay. Oh, you're still calibrating, so it will reset for us to see. I just want to get 1 minute. Okay, so madam, please close your eyes for me for a moment. Forgive me because I should be closer to you, but because of this thing. So close your eyes and just think about the issue you're discussing with me. Just think about it. Relive it a little bit. Okay. Has there been a situation where you got extremely angry before? Something happened and you got extremely angry. It doesn't need to be an office situation. You don't remember? Okay. Is there somebody in your life you truly appreciate and love? Now. Close your eyes and think about the person for me. Let me see something. Just think about the person a little bit and let me see something. Okay. And I want you to breathe in deeply and calmly. 5 seconds inhale, 5 seconds exhale. Breathe in deeply and calmly. Deeply and calmly. Good. Look at the number here. If this goes up, it pushes the green up and the red will drop. There's amount of stress in the system right now. Okay. Good. You're doing well. You look at this part, it's like the red that I showed you, graph that I showed you. This is what we call incoherence. But when we came here, this number was going higher and higher. And that is why you see in the green. The moment it's in the green, it means the heart is becoming calmer, or the heart is coming to a state of equilibrium. When the heart comes to that state, what happens is that it sends a signal to your brain. Your brain also remains calm. I'll show you in just a moment. And in that state, when you're able to do that in that state and you remain calm, what happens is that even when you are looking for stress, you are looking for emotion, you are looking for anger, the fuel for anger would have been taken away. The fuel for stress would have been taken away from you. And therefore, you can't be stressed, you can't be angry when you are in that equilibrium. Now, Saturday, I did a program somewhere and I put a lady on, it was a Sunday, right? And I put a lady on I actually did this for everybody and I said they should do it. We did it for 10 minutes. By the time I told them, you sleep when you do it very well. By the end, one lady was gone. She was asleep. She was just gone. That tells you that level of calmness she had in her body. You know, and then everybody was awake and everybody was just looking at her. He was just sleeping. We actually had to literally wake her up. You know, that is the state we are looking for. So just look at the pattern over here. And that is why we saw the green coming up here. But it could have been better. It's not too pronounced. Even here, when I told her to think about whatever she told me or whatever, it was here, it wasn't too pronounced. We saw a few spiking here and there, but it wasn't too. Usually when you see it going up, that's anxiety, that is anger. When you see it coming down, that is depression, that is some kind of sadness. And then when it's in the middle here, that is coherence level, the blue one that we saw.
What does the guns like shouting on their children? What does the guns like shouting on their children?
I think it's a cultural thing. Maybe they see, and not only them, it's not only them, maybe those who live at the coast, they all have a similar orientation. So I think that now that we know, and again, many of us don't live by the sea now, so I think that we should be able to look at it. But at least the dangers are what I've shared with you.
Then, how do you do with sleeplessness?
The practice, what I showed you, the breathing technique, if you can do that before you sleep, 10 minutes before you sleep, you sleep very well. If you're breathing, what we call balanced breathing, if you do it 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale, you will achieve a balance, a coherence. When you achieve that coherence, you do that for between 5 to 10 minutes. It will relax you, your heart calms, your brain calms, it relaxes you, you are likely to sleep better.
Okay. What is the link between the stress levels and the heart failures and the brain damage? At what point in time should the individual pause or control the response to stress and its effects? Okay.
You see, when I put you on the monitor, first of all, medical doctors are interested in the level. I am not interested in the level, so I'm not a medical doctor. But I'm interested in the pattern. So the medical doctor, the level is important to him because that is what determines whether you have a BP or not. Now, that's what I'm saying. Some people, they get angry, it shoots up. They get stressed, it shoots up. That's what I'm saying, that if you don't know this and you don't know yourself. But yesterday, Saturday when we had a program, there was a lady, a young lady, 24-year-old. I put her on, and she was doing 140, 160. And I said that you are young. Later, she came to see me and said that he had a problem with the daddy and blah, blah, blah. And the daddy has apologized and everything and all that. And then you could see it eating her up. 24 years. 24 years. You know, so that's why I was sharing forgiveness and all those things with her. There are some things you have to let it go. You see, you must know what is your problem and what is not your problem. Some of us, we carry everything.